Hello. Hello people and welcome to this weekly forex forecast for dollar, yen, gold, oil, euro, Australian, and whatever you feel like we need to discuss this week. My name is Emil. I'm a forex trader and economist. I am here to help you becoming a better forex trader. So for us as forex traders today, I guess it feels like the biggest topic is, what is gold gonna do? Well, let us give us some breathing room so that we can discuss everything in great details as why and where gold is gonna go. All right, cool. So for today, I am pretty interestingly busy, I would say, and I think that today is going to be an amazing day. Well, why do I say that? Well, it is because we are still alive. We're still able to make money. We're still able to basically find trade setup. So welcome everyone. Trading forex is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Whatever I'm going to discuss in this video is only for educational purposes and not financial advice. It can also be considered to be entertainment, if I can crack a joke or two. Euro pound analysis. Wow, okay. All right, so I think I said last week, should probably be last week, that was the price to sell, that was the price to buy. And you have absolutely gone nowhere else. So the same target this week as last week, just a bit tighter. Okay, what does that make you? High, high, low, low, a bit lower, low, a bit lower, high. What does that tell you? That tells me that this thing here is black, big box. I don't know what's going to happen here. I can't really predict anything in here. What I do know is there is no market. You have something to do. You have to have a strategy. You have to have tactics. Your strategy is for this one to go lower or this one to go higher. Doesn't matter. That's your strategy. Your tactical is, if you're a buyer, you're thinking, that's a great entry here. Awesome. Take it up here, take profit, get out. Cool. Awesome. Then you do the same thing the next week. Take profit early. Oh, that's amazing. Get out. Okay. Take it back here. Do the same thing again. That's amazing. Great. But then it starts going sideways. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, whatever. Now you start losing money. Now you start pushing euro, pound. You start rubbing euro, pound in the wrong direction. Okay. So what is really my comment here is, that's the buy zone, that's the sell zone. No, that's the buy zone, that's the sell zone. And whatever happens in between doesn't really matter. It can kick you out, it can give you profit. I will not trade. There is no market. Maybe that's just me being very angry with you or unhappy with you, but literally, people, you have to have a strategy, you have to have some layers, and we don't even have a trend, up or down, doesn't matter. Should you be in that group, in that trade? Probably not. Thank you for pointing that out, Emily, sorry. Didn't write the last one, sorry. The other thing that I want you to come away from this webinar today is, do you remember what was said in this area? Do you remember what, let's see if we can Google it, Fed won't go negative. Let's see if I can Google that for you. Let's see. The US won't have negative interest rates, said Fed Chair. 18th of May. Okay, let's go back to 18th of May. So which day is that? That is... On this particular day, Emmanuel, I'm absolutely awesome. I am literally going to tell you something awesome today. Something awesome today. At this specific time, at 65, which is around 1,000 pips ago-ish, whatever that is. 1,300 pips ago. The Fed says they won't go negative. What does that mean for you as a trader? That means this one is going higher. Has it ever done that? Yes, it has done that. And for how long? For the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, cool. For this Australia, what is important for Australia? Something called China. Okay, why is China important here? Because China buys from Australia. Okay, so if China does well, Australia goes up. All right, and if China goes up because Americans are buying Chinese goods, that then needs products from Australia, we have now a full circle. Okay, cool. Now, if then Australian US dollar also goes down, this one goes up. What are you going to do about that though? Okay, I have said pretty many times that if price is at support, you're supposed to look for buying at support. Now the time comes, is this a double top? Is price now going to go lower? Or is it just going to go higher? I don't know. But that's where your strategy meets your plan or your tactics. So what is your tactics? How do you then measure this one going lower? Okay. What happens around January? Profit taking. PT. Okay. Take profit. What do you want to see? Double top. New low. Pullback. That's a sell. New low. Sell. All right. Are we now going lower next week? Probably. Well, why? But you said it's going to go higher. Well, that's an amazing uptrend. But what about if I tell you that we can go up from a better price than we have right now? The market can give you a discount. Which market discount is that? Well, let's say between 76 and 75. Instead of buying at 77. There's a 200 pip sales price. Sounds like a good deal for me. So if you're thinking that for January, you're on my team. And if it doesn't happen, if you never get the sale that you always wanted, does it matter to you? Not really. Every time I see your videos, I learn something I don't know. Very informative. Thank you, gambler. So, the reason why I mentioned that this is going to go higher ever since, where was it, 18th of May, is write it down, exclamation mark. Whatever you learn, I hope you have this amazing PDF Google Docs document that you sit next to your computer that you have, and you can like, hey, what has I been learned to me today? Because whatever I say should be residual income for you for the next 20 years. That's what we're going to do today. I can go gold next. So, how are we going to have this as residual income is if there's going to be a crisis again. Is anyone hands up if you think there's going to be a crisis again? Yes, I think it's going to be a crisis again. I hope nobody dies, but it's only theory, economic theories and cycles and all those things. So by the end, there is going to be a reset again. Because there was a 2008 crash, wasn't it? Yes, there was a 2008 crash. So there was a 2020 crash. Okay. Then I think it's going to happen again. And that's going to be in your emergency box. This information is going to be in the emergency box. If that ever happens again, that the Fed lowers interest rate to 0, says it's never going to go negative. They also buy a ton of bonds. What are you going to do then? Because they lowered their interest rates 3rd of March, and 15th of March. Then only cascaded it. Doesn't matter the fall. You can sell here as much as you want. But that day, whenever that day is, that day, and I can tell you the day which one it was this year, it makes a higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low, 26th of March or 3rd of April, which would then be in the buy zone for the week, or for the month. And for the week, bravissimo. And ever since that day, we have gone higher. And that's how you make money. Same thing with this election thing. Have your thesis. What is happening? Why have you been arranged this August? And why are we all of a sudden rising? Because here we're waiting for the president to be elected. Now we have one. Let's go. And why am I saying this is going to go lower? Because of taxes, because of take profit, because at the end of the year. It doesn't need to happen, but I think it's going to happen. Cool. Whatever. So, as I said yesterday in my video yesterday, I see this as a buy zone. I see this as a sell zone. And I hope this is going to go lower down to 76 or 75. 50 sounds amazing. And then we can take it higher. If it makes a higher high, higher low, are you then going to buy it? I don't know if it's up to you. But the target for the month is 79 and some cash. That is also a take profit zone for January. Be aware, if it makes a double top, you don't want to be against the trend, not the train that goes lower. Cool. Since Australia has a lot of gold, we can go to gold. Sir, what are you thinking about the future of DXY? Is it going up soon? Jahaya. Hello, Jahaya. First of all, can you tell me, have you been in this live before? If so, I would like time and dates. I haven't seen you around before, so welcome. How long have you been expecting dollar to go up? Just asking. Because that's a very important piece of information for me. All right. So, we have the gold, almost took profit for the month, back down to the buy zone for the month. I think that this move here scared the life out of me. The question is this a support? Is this a support? Or is whatever this is support? I don't know. I didn't include it yesterday because I wanted to do more research. So, what drives gold? Can somebody tell me what drives gold? This is going to be the best webinar on drivers for gold or dollar, depending, in the market. Can anyone tell me what the drivers of gold are? Do you have any idea about Dow Jones? I will have that soon. The reason for dollar going up, what could that be? Some of the drivers of gold. First driver is the dollar move or whatever, how that moves. Okay. the dollar. Dollar go down, gold go up. Totally correct, Justice. That's a good one. Justice just got 1 point. Secondly, what is the other driver? What do you call that? Economic uncertainty. Yeah, cool. I would call that global growth, maybe. So that goes into the risk sentiment. Are we generally going to be what do you call it? Are we generally going to be lower, higher for the future in the global market? That will drive the risk, risk on, risk off. And that goes into this one. War, risk on, and inflation. So a lot of good answers today. Awesome. I love that. Interest rates. Whose interest rate? Who? Which interest rate today? Is it in Europe? Is it in Norway? Is it in Saudi Arabia? Whose interest rate is it? That means dollar and gold are negatively correlated. Do you know gold against what? Gold, well, first of all, isn't it gold versus the dollar? Isn't that the pair? That's the whole thing. The thing is, and then bonds. So I said treasury, which I mean 10-year T-note, which is the bonds. Correct, Justice, correctly. So now, here we have, what was the last thing I was supposed to write down? The dollar move, the treasury, the global growth, the interest rates, and what do you call it? Political. Call policies. Whatever. Policies. Political policies. So, where is dollar generally moving? Dollar is generally moving lower. That means gold up. Okay, gold up. Treasury at the moment is moving higher, which is the alternative investment to gold. So that means for gold is going lower. That's what we saw here. The global growth is currently okay, not terribly, but okay. It is currently going higher. So we have, what do you call this one? Interest rate is called inflation, actually. Inflation, US economy, trading economics. United States trading economics, and we are at 1.2. So the current inflation is at 1.2%. It's supposed to be at 2 to 3. So we still have some room here. That means gold going up. The political policies is currently a bit in the water. I don't know, because it depends on the taxes and depends on stimulus. When now you have this guy called Biden, he wants more taxes. Okay, that will send the gold down, dollar up. We have stimulus that's going to send the dollar down. So at the moment we are just in the waters of whatever. So we have one up, one down, one up, the 2-1. We have 3-1, and we have whatever. So with our small economic class, we're having 3 drivers up and 1 down. Where is gold going to go? Probably higher. Okay, cool. We then go to technical analysis and say, cool. Do we have, at the moment, a bullish technical outlook? No, we don't. Currently, we are lower. Currently found support. And we're just making a lower high. So, you need to see some kind of bullish setup before you can start buying. So, my outlook for gold is higher, but today I can't. I can't buy today. Dollar and gold is not negatively correlated because dollar is in the pair. It can't be negatively correlated because it's dollar is like you can't be negatively correlated to yourself, can you? So, yeah, somehow because gold, no, because it's not negatively correlated to DXY because gold also has its own drivers by itself, like demand for themselves and supply for themselves. So it's still, I wouldn't say that. That's not a play that I want to do. So now you can just go down to some kind of smaller time frames and say, that's resistance, that's resistance, that's resistance. And if price goes above here, you can look for buys, and price goes above here and look for buys. I just want to say, be safe out there. The current market doesn't say up. The current market say probably lower. And if it's trying to catch bottoms, as we try to do here, it is only going to hurt you. But there was a guy that I saw in Norwegian. How do you say? That I saw in Norwegian news on Friday or Saturday. Kim Jong-un wants to start having new rockets. That is gold up. Very gold up. So, since we now need to make a plan, I want price to break above 1860. I want price to come back to 1850. And then I can start looking for buys. I will look for buys probably in the probably London or New York Open. Cool. Yeah, we're all looking to buy gold long term. It's only that gold did had a dip. And the reason why it had a dip was this US Treasury thing went above 1%. It hasn't been above 1% since whatever, back in March. So for us right now, we just have to make it go down again. And how? Well, that's a different thing. Bitcoin seems to be the alternative to gold. So as long as Bitcoin things still rises, we're still tilted to the upside. But wait a minute. Wasn't Bitcoin at some kind of target? Well, that was a target. And I remember someone saying it's 33. So 43 is give or take here. So if it stopped at 42,000, will that make a difference? Probably. Does it make a difference that it has a lower low at the moment? It does to me. Will it make a difference if it makes a new lower low? That is a very significant move. So currently, yes, there is nothing that says it's to go lower, but for this candle is fairly interesting to me. And then you can say there's support at 34, there is support here, there's support here, but that to me is very interesting. If it closes below here, it can cascade lower and it can just go higher. Doesn't matter. But that is an indication of weakness. Double top, pull back, new low. That is most likely at the current moment. So I'm going to be very cautious on gold. I don't want to be risking in the downtrend when it's falling hard. But it can go higher and we'll buy the dips. That's all we do. Isn't that amazing? Cool. Any other pairs that you want me to cover today? We have 32 viewers, 3 likes. What on earth did I do wrong today? I just, people, I think that is one of the better things I've ever done for you guys. That is basically also going straight into my mentorship course where I teach this stuff and probably haven't gone through that good of gold actually ever. So if you like that economy class, cheers, mate. Gonna have a drink. Yeah, I remember. What was it? Dow Jones. Okay. Which is Dow. Dow Jones. Is it Dow? It's a stock. Is it that one? Dow Jones. It's industrial average. DGI. Whatever. Cool. It's a new higher high. Okay. So back in the same May 18th, 19th. Do you see that reaction in the stock market on that same news? Skyrockets. Amazing. Comes up, comes down. Comes up, comes down. Comes up. Shouldn't it come down now? Wouldn't that be great if it came down? Well, it makes a higher high at the moment. So, how do you play this thing? I don't know how you play it, but I would say if it comes down 5%, I would be happy. If it comes down 10%, I will be very happy. And if it comes down 50%, I will be even happier. Okay, that's how I play it. Nothing else than that. If this is now long-term lower, don't care. Should it come back to some support? Probably. But the thing is about stock market, people, it is designed to go higher. Whatever the fall, it is supposed to go higher. Probably for the next 5 to 8 years before you have any corrections. No, sorry. 2 to 3 years before you have any corrections. And I mean up. Alright? So we have 2000. So this is a 2008-9 situation where we went up, 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 up. Back in January had a dip. Went up, 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 up. Came back to around May and June. And then up, 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 up. Back down to June again. Up, 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 up. Back to June again. So, what is your most probable thing? Let me tell you something about the stock market, people. The best return is from this time to this time. That is, I think it's 55% of the returns. Something like that. Not 55%. That is like above, is like super duper cycle. Between March to October, it is absolutely flat or even lower returns. So if I mention something about June, that's even not even June, that's June. If I mention something about June, and I mention something about June, you might have a pullback in June. So what are we now? We are in January. We're at all-time highs, and we're probably going to go higher. Do you think today is a good day? I'm just asking you. Where do you, like, you need to be an investors, people. You need to be solid in your information, in your decision making. What is the season of this? How does it act? How does the Dow Jones act? How does the stock market act? You need to be in there, okay? As you, as a stock trader, as a forex trader, as a whatever trader, you need to understand what is really happening, right? You need to be there when you expect things to be low, expect things to be high. They need to be out, by the way. Are you expecting some kind of correction in January? If you get a correction, are you going to take it? Or are you going to be scared? Are you going to take profit now in Jan? Or are you going to buy in Jan? Are you going to buy a higher high? Or are you going to buy a pullback? That is totally up to you. But at some point, somewhere between somewhere and something, there is going to be a pullback. And I would rather you be buying here, than to try to catch here or here, and then all of a sudden you get all those losses. But this is where you're supposed to have cash. Okay? That's the cash points. Where was that this year? Well, were you ready in September? Were you ready in what June? What I talk about June? Did you buy in June? That was a great time, by the way. October, new amazing dip. Now it's late. So cool. I think this applies to everyone here. You as traders, you as stock traders, you as investors, you need to have the knowledge. Create the knowledge. Well, how does your market act? If we now have this strong upward market, are we likely to fall? Are we going to fall in January? My thesis says yes. Okay. I will then look for short opportunities. Is this a good short opportunity? Probably not. That's a good short opportunity after double top, lower low, lower high. But I want to solidify this by a new lower low, even greater. Even greater opportunity, I would say the euro. We have a double top, new low, 22.80, was to pull back on Friday, NFP, exactly at sell price for this week on Friday at NFP, came back to the exact buy price you want to buy from. And we are supposed to go down to 21.20, maybe 28. Cool. But what if it comes down to 120, 120, 120, 50, 121, and 121.50? What are you going to do then? At all those prices, what are you going to do? If it just this, what are you going to do here? Are you going to buy if it falls hard? Are you going to buy if it does this? Are you going to buy if it somehow moves around? What are you going to do? I would love to be buy the 120. I want to double bottom, higher high, higher low, and then continuation higher. That's what I want to buy. Now, not at all. I wouldn't dare for my life. Why? The target was 121.60, which is around here for December. We have kind of a trend higher, but that was really where I wanted to get out, and I got out. Here, I'm just waiting for price to reverse, because I know we are going to get a reversal. Do you think it's gonna happen? Yes. Will it happen? Depends on the market. So that is how you trade. You make a plan, you trade your plan, review your plan. If it doesn't work out, what are you going to do next? How are you going to make it better next time? Did you use the proper risk management? Did you enter here on Friday? Eh? Yes or no? If you're selling euro dollar, did you enter here? If you're selling, are you entering here? Are you entering here? Where's you putting on stop loss? Probably here. Probably here. This one should be break even. Now you're just trading plan B. Great. Awesome. Pound dollar, people have asked me about that, and I'm like, nah. Okay, some other technical analysis on this one is it is still higher, still hasn't made a lower low. Yeah, hasn't made a lower low, sorry. But isn't like awesome. But it is the one that I think is going to go lower. Euro Aussie. Okay. What do you want to do, Mohammed? What about Euro Australian? I'm going to be fast on this one because it does a lot of demand for it. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Okay, let's check them. That's where you sell. That's where you sell. That's where you sell. That's where you sell. And you're probably going to sell here too. In this area here. Great. Did you sell here too? If you're a seller. What are you going to do as a buyer then? Well, if you're a buyer, probably going to buy here. Probably lost some money. If you're a buyer, probably lost some money. If you're a buyer, probably going to do the same thing again. Now, do you have an uptrend here? No, you don't. So, if you're a seller, those are the targets that you're looking for. Other than that, nadas problemas, amigos, nadas. Okay, cool. What was your return in November, people? Do you remember your returns in November? Do you remember your returns in December? Do you remember when you were at the greatest in the market? Have you ever had that? My most important lesson today, not the most important, one of the greatest lessons I have as of late is, are you able to visualize yourself winning? Are you able to visualize the trade setups that you want to see? If I go to this kind of a market here, okay? Is this a trade setup that I would like to see? Is this a trade setup I would like to see? Probably not, because it's going sideways all week, just in and out of profit. I would hate that market. For pound Swissy, not Swissy, for Aussie Swissy, is this kind of market I would like to be in? Okay, let's check. Buy zone, buy. Cool, great, check. Buy zone, didn't go well. Buy zone, check. Buy zone, oops. Buy zone, check. That one, and then check. Okay, cool. That is a market I want to be in. So for those, Muhammad, that does Euro Aussie and also New Zealand and Australian dollar CAD, please find something better to do. There's nothing worse than finding a market that doesn't exist. You want to sell Swissy yen. Okay. Why do you want to trade this market? Why? Please tell me why. Okay, I'm not going to be bitchy now anymore. Sorry. Yes, I would love to help you. That is a double top. That is a low. That is a lower high. And that is what you're thinking to be a buyer. Okay. But this is the sell price for the month. This is the target. And if you want to be a buyer, I would rather you see price being down here. Well, price was actually here, so that should have been your buy. Practically here. The question is, do you want to be in a market where the range is 147 for the past 1 month? I wouldn't do it. Okay, you want to sell it. Cool. What do you want to see? You probably want to see this support to be broken, coming down to this support, rejecting of that support, price come back up to 1720. Then you want to see a new lower low. You want to see a price coming back up to this resistance and then sell it again. And that's how you will take it down. As you would see, this is this week's trade. and then that will be next week's trade. And then for the month, you're thinking, I want to be back down to 114. That is your valid trade plan. But remember, this is sideways. Currently, there is no trend. There is no market. Nobody's moving anything at all. I wouldn't love you to be in that market for the love of you as a trader, for the love of your psychology, for just waiting for something to never happen. I think that will discourage you as a trader. But if I can tell you then instead that if you take all the other yen pairs instead of dollar pairs, New Zealand yen, pound yen, euro yen, CAD yen, and Australian yen, and if you then joined me ever since November to be a buyer, 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 there is thousands of pips. Okay, cool. That would be a so much better trade. But if you want to sell these uptrends, what do you want to see? You want to see the low. You want to see the break of this one. You want to see the new lower low. Then you can sell it. I don't hope that CHF yen is based upon technical analysis. I hope that your technical analysis is so advanced that the technical analysis leads you to the answer of, is this currently trending? Is this currently a setup that I'm going to make money from? Since it's not ranging, since it's not consolidating, since one is going to be weak, one is going to be strong, and therefore those are going to send this down hard. My question is, are you going to trade a Ferrari against a Fiat 500? A Ferrari that goes in whatever that is, 200 or 300 kilometers per hour, against the Fiat 500 barely does 80. Strong against weak. That's the most important thing you need to find. That is how you make, that's how you find great trends. This is strong against weak. New Zealand is strong, yen is weak. That's why this one is going higher. But if then you're finding something that is not strong, not weak, both of them at the same time, you're only going to see sideways movements. It has touch daily resistance at double top. Okay. 1 top, 2 top, 3 top, 4 tops. I still agree on that one for that one. If you're thinking that is a double top on the 4 hour, yeah. But let me do another test for you then. Why, if it now makes a new low, comes back to that sell price, which is supposed to, why didn't it continue lower? That's the setup it's supposed to follow through on. Now, I wouldn't sell it. Has to make a new low, has to pull back before even thinking about it. Australian dollar, yen. I don't know if I did this, but okay, cool, whatever. Something, but you need a lower low, break of this one, retest before you can sell. What's the target, you might ask? 78.50. Okay, cool. So for the ends, I'm thinking of taking it lower. That's how it will do. That's what I want to see. Has now made a new lower low. Back down to 25.60. My no-go zone is if price goes up to 27.40. I'm no longer interested in it. That's that. For the US oil, what do we want to see? What are we going to do? First of all, what is typical for January? What is typical for January for oil? This comes down to your big knowledge. You as the expert, okay? Or to turn into an expert. What is normally happening in oil in January? Okay. I can go to January 2020. That didn't work out. Not. The top of oil in January 2020 is the 7th of January. Okay, cool. 7th or 8th? 8th, sorry, 7th. 7th of January, it hits the monthly target and it falls. 8th of January 2021, it hits the daily target, it hits the monthly target and stops at 52.61. I'm not going to say this is going to fall, but I'm saying it's coincidental that it's early in the month we hit the target we needed. Okay. The other question, what price do you want to buy from if you are going to buy in January? 47. This price here is the price you wanted as your absolute best buying opportunity. Okay. Your order should have been at 47. It should have been entered in there. Okay. What is your target, you might ask? 52.51 was your target then. That is textbook. Whatever happens now is not in your favor. Doesn't matter what happens now, it can do whatever you want. I'm going to make this kind of face. And then you have your shoulders, and then you have your hands. I can't even draw that, but okay, cool, whatever. You don't, like, it doesn't really matter. And then you might have a neck. Anyways. I can't draw. Point being, that is your plan. That is your target. Specific target. If it goes higher, it doesn't matter. But as a seller, what are you thinking now? Well, if you can get some kind of reversal, some kind of a lower low, you're going to be amazingly happy. And that's what I think for right now. The target is reached. People should now start taking profit. On the specific day, the same day as last year, the same date as last year, it happened again. Now, do you want to buy the highest high? Probably not. So you'd also think that this is a good deal that it comes down to 47 again. But if you go down to 46, it might even be better. But even 44, you're like, I will take that too. This is what is on the minds of the professionals at the moment. This is what the professional traders now thinks. They have done their job. They're going to take holiday on oil. They're going to go somewhere else to put down their money. Because they see that this risk is too high that their buddies is going to take profit. Okay? Now, clear, ready, set, go. That is your sell price. Look for a low, lower high. Sell. Back down to the weekly target of, you guessed it, 47. Does it go higher? Cool. You can say buy as much as you want, Muhammad. You can buy the buys, but you are terribly deep condolences for your trading account, but you are definitely late. That was the daily buy. Cool. We didn't get entry here. You got an entry here. You got an entry here. And that was the end. So you got 3 entries and 1 day not. Cool. Both of them, all of them should have made you profits. That was 500. That was 200. And that was 160. Cool. Cheers. Boom. Want to do silver. Okay, cool. Same thing with gold. I want this to go higher. Oops. I want this to go higher, but I'm thinking probably. So what do I want to see? Double bottom, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low for the rest of the week. If we can get above 25.67, get a pullback, that's probably the best thing that can happen. Cool. Great. If it doesn't happen, doesn't bother me. What else, people? I do thank you, everyone so far that has contributed. I have been requested to do Nasdaq 100. I just want to make sure that I do the same lessons here that I do that I did on Dow Jones as well. So back in May, back in June, oops, every low is an opportunity to buy. Every low in June is an opportunity to buy. Now in September, you also had a pullback in June here. Cool. Now you had a pullback in September. You had a pullback in October. Now you are at the high in January, where it's prone to fall. Is it going to go higher? Yes, it probably is. But I would rather be at some kind of support, at some kind of 5, 10, 15% discount rather than taking the higher high. I might be wrong. But if I get such a fall like this, where I get 14% pullback, pretty good, I get 10% pullback, hey, pretty good that too. I get 29% pullback, pretty good that too. I would rather be buying those than to say you should be buying now. Okay, great. Last thing happening right now, pound yen dropping this week. I would love it to drop this week. It has not really been performing well. Now, this Brexit thing has been making it slow. Should make this one higher now that everything is okay. But it hasn't really. It's basically some kind of range, some kind of high. I don't know if there's a lot of profits to take profit from. So I don't know. But I wanted to go high. I wanted to go lower. And we shall see the rest. Okay. Weekly. Some kind of push down to 39.50 would be amazing. Before turning higher. Okay. Sellers got their price back in December. Buyers got their price back in the 5th of January. Sellers had it again. Are we now going to defend this price, or are we going to go higher? That's all that matters. That was your first attempt. Great. Weekly. Got back up again. Sell that again this week. The question is, are we going to make a fake higher high before falling next week? Or are we going to fall again this week? We shall see. I thank you guys for joining in today. Only 9 likes out of 21 people who's currently here. I need to redo my webinars. I'm so sorry that I didn't deliver onto your likes today. I have been here for 45 minutes, 50 minutes now, 55 minutes now, trying to give you value, trying to give you dollar strength next week, yen strength. But remember, dollar is supposed to be weak, and for the next 2 to 3 years, we are short-term going to go stronger in dollar. Generally speaking, I will look for dollar weakness, and that's where the money really is. Gold is going to go up at some point, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Be patient, have a trade plan, have a specific setup you want to trade every single day, every single time. Leave the rest out of the market. There is no market for you to push things that is not pushable. I only trade dollar pairs, I only trade yen pairs. I had a fantastic November, December, and 10,000 pips in my account. Some losses now on gold. But generally speaking, an amazing November, an amazing December. I'm thinking we're going higher now in dollar before we can pick it back up in February, March again. Remember this. Have a plan, have a strategy, and generally speaking, for the rest of this year, don't buy dollar, because I see so many people in the Facebook groups, they're buying dollar all like ever since June or August or November, when we have moved thousands of pips up. Why are you doing that? Please give this live webinar to someone who needs it, because I want to be somewhere here can give you free advice. Though, I want to say, I have a Discord channel. If you want to join it, cool. Here is the link. Enjoy the link. Until tomorrow. Babu asks how to set up the green boxes that I do. You go to something called indicators. You search for something called Wayne's pivots. And you're like, hey boy, you're like, cool. How do I get them? You go down, you go to add favorite scripts. But what I'm going to do with you today, I'm going to give you the link. Here you are. I have modified mine. Sorry for that. And if you want my help on that, we have to discuss the payment of that, because that takes time. Is actually very time consuming, more than you ever thought, because there's a lot of questions, a lot of this and that. I also have my pivot points indicator for MT4. It's totally for free. Just Google pivot points for MT4, and I've also modified my own. On my own MetaTrader. It takes a lot of time. So if you want me to help you with that, we have to discuss payment. But this, it's totally free. Congratulations. All right. Thank you guys for coming. And I see you another day. Boom.